name is Kyndra Crump. My YouTube is Kyndra Crump, Kyndra space Crump. Make sure you guys put the space because a lot of y'all's wheels on y'all's bus don't go round and round. My Instagram is the Kyndra Crump Show. So the is in the Kyndra Crump show, not with no money sign. Okay, SHOW.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I'm giving a warning to all the parents, all the folks who have kids around. My today's guest is a comedian. That means she may say some things that are offensive to some people. And because you guys know, for those of you who really know me, you know I hang out with all comedians, sometimes write jokes. I might say some other things back to her that you like, I ain't never heard him say that. He talk about money all the time. But I like to talk about everything in comedy. We're going to get into it. So welcome to the show, Kyndra. How you doing?
Hey, everything is everything. You know, I trying to, you know, be on my best behavior at most times. Most times I can't be. Let people know who I am. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Blessed by the best. I'm like T.I.'s, you know, latest joint. You know, forget them. We'll keep it like that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say every day that I'm allowed to you know do that. And if they cancel me, they know I have homes in Africa that I will be chilling.
Really? Okay. How many languages do you speak?
I don't speak any languages, even English, 100%, but I can get around in about, you know, 2 to 3, honestly, when I go to different countries, you know, because you gotta be able to know how to do this, Kyndra. You got to be able to know how to ask for help and directions, order food, and take a taxi. You got to know that.
Okay.
And after that, you're good. But right now, it's all about you. And I want you to introduce yourself to the world because you are an up and coming online comedian in a time where comedians are being censored and whatever canceled means to the lame. Who is Kyndra Crump? How did it start?
Kyndra Crump is the HNIC. If y'all don't know what that means, go on urbandictionary.com. Kyndra Crump is the wife and baby mama of rapper The Game, JC Terrell Taylor. You know what time it is. I'm not going to keep shouting your name out. Answer my DM, sir. Kyndra Crump is a recent graduate of Clark Atlanta University. Got my bachelor's in mass communication. So my dream is to have my own radio and television show. A God-fearing, you know, woman on a good day, most days. Okay. I am a free-spirited person. I am, you know, animal lover. You know, I wish I can like adopt all the cats. I like cats. They're kind of cool, but I wish I can adopt all the cats in the world. We're just like out there just doing what they're doing. But, you know, a lot of them are not friendly. I hate homeless cats, man. Why do you want to be? Listen, I feel like homeless cats are listening to this podcast as well. Listen, homeless cat. Why the heck do you want to be homeless? If you don't get in my car so I can take you to some warm food and shelter, heck is wrong with you? Anyway, so yes, you know what, Kelly, hold on real quick. You know, the real reason why Black folks don't care for cats is because ain't no way we're going to sit here, play with you, feed you, and you walk past us a week straight. And then I always wonder about the cats. Like, how is it that they could be like, especially if they're like an outside cat, inside outside cat, how's that they can be gone for like a month straight? You thought the thing done died and it comes back and knows where it lives. Like, how do they remember where they live? I'm like, bro, how do you guys remember that? Anyway, back to the story. So you know, I'm just like, you know, trying to be a cool cat, you know, and that's who I am overall. And how did I get started into comedy? So I've had a lot of people over the course of years tell me ever since elementary school, hey, you are hilarious. You need your own radio or television show, blase woo. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't really believe it. My fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Rosser, she said, you're like the funniest student I've ever had. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I appreciate it. Now in fourth grade, we had like little class superlatives. I did not win best sense of humor. It went to this Hispanic girl who, as I think about it, it made sense why she won. She needed some Ritalin. So of course she was all over the place with it, right? But I won most smiles. And I get to high school and I have, had a lot of people tell me, oh, you're funny and, you need to do something. Now, I didn't win like best sense of humor in high school for my senior superlative. It went to a girl who wasn't funny. And plus it was a popularity contest. Like I was well known, but I wasn't popular. And that's what I'm trying to be now. Like when I'm trying to go after this dream, I'm not trying to be popular, like be famous or nothing in that sense. I just want to be well known where I can still walk into Target and maybe have one or two people say, hey, you're the comedian, right? I'm like, I am. Hello, what are you doing here? Same thing, you're in here. I'm asking, well, whatever it might be. Because what's so crazy? People always get surprised when they see like celebrities in Walmart. I'm like, bro, that's how they save their money. Come on now. Back to the story. So, I remember graduating high school. It's it's like 2016. I'm in college, and I decided to say, let me go ahead and start it with via Snapchat. And Snapchat, I started off say, hey, welcome to the Kyndra Crump show. But at the time it was like Little Kim's hardcore album. And actually, speaking of that album, I actually wrote some of her lyrics, but me and Kimberly Jones are beefing right now, but it's all right. It is what it is. She knows what time it is. But I learned that you can be funny, without talking about the birds and the bees all the time. You can talk about ethnicity, religion, whatever. Now there's topics I'd stay away from, which is molestation, rape, pedophilia, because there's nothing funny about that. Like people are still present day making these R. Kelly jokes, right? And I'm like, bro, y'all, that should have died once Chappelle did his skit, for on a Chappelle show, or let Chappelle be the only one making it, because he has that honor and crown to like make the jokes and stuff like that, right? But with all that being said, I just said, hey, let me jump on these people's podcasts, at least get my name out there and voice out there. Because I imported my videos from 2016, started, like I said, Snapchat 2016, posted my videos late 2017, early 2018 on IG, decided to go ahead and post my videos. Post my videos on IG. And then I got on podcast October 2020. And I started off of like via Instagram as well, where they had a podcasting page. Now, how I came across you, I actually found someone who was a podcasting page on IG, who was a part of a group on Facebook. And I said, okay, over 5,000 podcasting while Black. Let me go ahead and scroll. Okay, cool. Let me check him out. He seems great. Let me jump on him. One thing I like about you, you are like next day service. You're like, hey, let's do something this week. And I'm like, wow, I wasn't put on the waiting list. I'm not on the Section 8 waiting list. I just got approved. And so that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
Yeah, well, if someone reaches out to me and they have something that I can relate to, and I think the audience, I can pull something out. I love comedy. I mean, I hang out at the clubs prior to COVID, wherever I go, professional comedians, they say, are you a comedian? I'm just a troll. I'm a heckler.
Okay, heckler, don't come to my show, honey, because you gonna get heckled back with a fist across your face. Don't you do that?
And that would just be one that, my team would have to film, and we'd have to be all on TMZ. And I'd say, hey, Kyndra, thank you. Hey, here, put this. I made the show, right? Take me on tour with you. So I get it. Now, you being in Atlanta or close to Atlanta, you are like in a place where, it didn't really shut down. There's plenty of clubs, but I had asked you before even coming on here, was that even a goal? And would you do stand up?
I did it like a few weeks ago, and I'm gonna do it again next week. The only thing about when it comes to stand-up, like, the thing with Kevin Hart, I understand why he says no cameras at his shows, because he's gonna say the same material in the next city and everything else like that. And the thing about it is, I'm gonna say the same material, probably mix it up a little bit, but I'm gonna have to hit like different clubs. But because I'm not getting paid for this is just like nonprofit organization at this point for me. I'm gonna have to go, that's somewhere that's not too far around the corner, something that's within a 10-mile radius. I'm like, okay, my car ain't gonna be hurting for it, type of thing, you know. But you know, I think it's like I perform everywhere. Like it does, you know, at my job, I perform with different people coming across. I be outside, I live in the hood, so I be outside and people be doing like stupid things in the hood, and I be commented on that. And then people just like sit here and laugh and get a whole crowd and they laugh. You know, I'll have kids say, I like her, she's funny. And you know, it's three things that don't lie, man. It's children, a drunk man, and leggings. So of course, you know, when you got kids telling you that you're funny, hey man, you got it. You got it. There it is.
Definitely. Now, tell us about your first time. What club was it? They didn't throw tomatoes or boo, so that means you get the round of applause. How was it? Give us the experience.
So that first time, me actually going a few weeks back, it was 10 people in the crowd. Everybody was like, it started off like, okay, nobody's really laughing, felt like they were paying attention, but I had to keep going. And people say, you did great. Like, I liked you. So and then on top of that, like, you know, when it comes with jokes, it's going to be a hit or miss, you know, more times than not, you know? And so with that all being said, it's one of those things where you roll with the punches, man. This is my motto. Jordan did not make all his shots. Okay. So you know, he's labeled as the GOAT. And so you have to just take that, say, okay, it is what it is. Like I used to have this joke that I would use on my customers at my kiosk. And I would say, hey, you know, do you have $3.08? And they're like, no, I don't have any change. And now I look at them like, you're about to have change now. See, it used to work, right? And it still kind of works when I individually tell people. They'll kind of like smirk and laugh a little bit about that. But whenever I heard the white people say, and I'm like, okay, white folks, well, you know what? Never mind. It's a hit or miss joke. Let me miss it, you know, stuff like that. So no, it wasn't too bad. Now, this next venue that, you know, I'm probably going to do within a week or so or whenever, it's going to be a larger crowd. And that's why I like, you know, sometimes I like the larger so I think now I was skeptical at first about the larger crowd, but I'll take the larger over, you know, the smaller, because I just at least want to hear more laughs and stuff. But like I said, you know, the men were loving it. The men, especially because I was saying stuff like, you know, black men don't cheat. You know, y'all came out the womb and y'all were already cheated as society. Y'all came out, they wanted to cheat y'all. So why would y'all cheat and stuff like that? You know, all that good stuff.
Got you. Now, what do you think about, you know, this whole cancel culture, especially going after comedians? And I know, you know, them trying to constantly go after Dave Chappelle, like he won't leave this country in a heartbeat. You know, what is your thoughts? And does that stop you from saying certain things that you think is funny?
I say whatever I want to say. I don't, again, on podcasts, especially on my podcast, I say names. I do not care because I got receipts that you was full of shite. Okay. I say whatever I want to say on my podcast. Now on my IG page, like when I post my little skits and videos and stuff like that, I'll still kind of say what I want, but more so I do try to censor myself. I've had podcasters tell me, please don't talk about the Beehive, don't talk about the gay community, don't talk. And I'm like, oh, okay. Got you. So, I mean, it's a shame people are afraid of that. I don't know how we got to this cancel culture. I don't know how it happened, but I honestly believe, like, you know, people who sit here and want to, I feel like the first person, it was two types of people who started the cancel culture. It was a man and a woman, right? The man decided to cancel people because his hairline canceled on him. It was going back further than the abuse in the Jackson family. The woman started canceling people because her breasts had canceled on her. It was hanging, it was hanging down to her knees. It looked like hot dogs, little skinny hot dogs, like she was breastfeeding the village. Okay. So of course, and you got women out there who are young and men who are young in their 20s whose hairline and their breasts have canceled on them, and you are irresponsible. Okay. Like, sis, bro, come on now. Come on. How you out here? You got a 50-year-old looking hairline and you 22. Sis, like, what's wrong? Your breasts are supposed to, like, when you take the bra off, it's supposed to be sitting up high. Mine sit up high naturally, okay? And I don't know, because probably, I don't know if I got kids. I don't have kids yet. Nobody shot my club up, but I'm just trying to understand, why are your breasts sagging and why, sir, is your hairline going back? I don't understand. Make it make sense. Just saying.
No, definitely. I actually had a guest yesterday. He was about 80 and he had told me, well, that's what happens when you don't have hair. So I said, I guess he saw me just from here. And then I had to say, well, turn around. I said, I just got a Tyra Banks forehead. And he was like, oh, okay, I see. But I said, I got love locks back here. Now, but since you're talking about, breast and looks, whatnot, I feel from a lot of your stuff, and I respect it, you do not play to your looks. If anything, you play down your looks. And if you guys look far enough on her Instagram, you'll see all type of body paint and stuff. But she doesn't lead with that. I believe that's intentional. Tell me about that.
Because women with real bodies who have a lot more to offer, because I've come across a couple of women online who are shapely and they show it more times than not. Even when I look at Country Wayne and his skits, and he'll be like the old man, going after young women, they are shapely, and stuff like that. To me, I'm just gonna keep it real. Like he's, and again, I like Country Wayne, and everything else like that. Like he's working out there hard, but it's like you're having these type of men in your DMs and they're sexually harassing you, like to the end. Men, one thing I learned, and I don't want to just put it on men, okay, because there are some creep women, but what I've learned is a lot of these people don't have the proper home training. And because and it's experimentation, I didn't understand, because I grew up in an evangelistic household, and I remember there was a minister went to a mega church, and he had basically, one of the things he said was, what you're willing to show is what you're willing to share. Now, of course, I'm like, I have people tell me, you're young, have a half shirt, crop top, blase. Well, it's all about the appropriate setting. Now, mind you, if I want to pop out and like break the internet, I can on my birthday. Okay, but my birthday is not every day. Okay, so on top of that, it's like you want to have some type of, I don't mystery to yourself in a sense, and everything else like that. And so and on top of that, I like from guys who I actually really like, not the other types of dudes. I like oh my gosh, I didn't know you was built like that. I'm like, do y'all just think there are a lot of badly built looking women everywhere? Like why don't you guys in y'all's mind think every woman has a shape somewhere? Like, I don't understand that, right? But no, like I said, I think it's one of those things where, if you want to sit here and show out, you can do that. But like I said, it's the level of sexual harassment that a lot of these guys will say and do, to me, is ridiculous. Like, I'll give you a prime example. Yesterday, I had a guy who liked a few of my pictures. I'm like, oh, hey, thanks for the likes. And he said, not a problem. How's it going? I'm like, everything is going good. Then I asked him, if he had a YouTube account. And then he's like, I don't have one, but, can I get your number? Which I'm like thinking, bro, you can just call me via, one thing that's so dope about social media is like, you don't even have to have a person's number. You can video call them, audio call them, and text them all through an app. It makes it simpler, right? You get the same messages and notifications as you will in your phone. And so with all that being said, he out of nowhere, because I said, okay, even if you don't have an account, check out this video, one of my most viewed videos on YouTube. And out of nowhere, he has a video he sent me of him taking a shower, Kellen. And I'm like, so what I do is I will report your account 5 times, and then I block you, and I unblock you and report your account a couple more times, and then let that be that. I hope your account just gets deleted. And I think people like that should never ever have to be online ever again. But then again, I feel like if they weren't online, the IG models wouldn't be who they are, right? Because 98% of the IG models fans are of creep dudes, married men. They put their phone number in the comments. I'm like, bro, why are you putting your phone number in your comments? So you can have random people call you? They'll put their address in the comments and stuff like that. I've had guys just send out their address to me, and I'm like, why do you feel comfortable doing that? It doesn't make it. And again, what I realized, this type of stuff works. It works. There's some women out there who allow that type of disrespect, and to me, it's like, it just makes me just really like think, at what point as you know, because like I said, as homeboys, you know, I understand guys are still people gonna still do what they want to do, but you know, it's like, when do you pull your homeboy to the side and be like, bro, you a creep? Like, let me ask you something, Kellen. Have you ever pulled any of your homeboys to the side and said, bro, you a creep? Or you like saw what was going on? Honestly, you saw what was going on and you say, you know what, I'm gonna just back because I feel like he's old enough to know better.
No. If I see something and it's my inner circle, or even other Black YouTubers, a few weeks ago, I had to call one and said, you are out of pocket, you know, because you're putting women and children of someone else in the mix, and we don't do that, and we could easily do that to you. And so I tell people, because I represent influence, I represent athletes, I represent people, and I tell people, you know, hey, look, that's not right, because I don't know. I am the most liberal. You do what you want as long as you ain't hurting nobody, and especially children and women. But there's just like, men don't take shots of themselves in the shower or in the mirror. That's not what men do. Men don't do that. They don't put their own shot. Now, if you do, and you know, I know Mr. Marcus, if you got a whole camera crew around you, and you know, I know Pinky. I've met Pinky, I should say.
Really?
You know, if you got a whole,
is she tall? Is she short, or you guys about the same height?
She's short, because ain't nothing short about me. And yeah, she. So
you a
short,
basketball player height, 6'7" with it.
Well, no, I'm 5'10", but because my little big brother is 6'5" at least, I feel like I'm his height, because that's my little.
There it is.
Brother. Yeah. So, but no, and so I get what you're saying. The creepdom has gone to another level. And it's like people weren't raised with their mama or their grandmama, and didn't have no daddy or uncles around. So I get you.
So how'd you come across coming across a couple of those stars, those adult film they want to just call? You know what's so funny? People always want to just clean up something that's already degrading itself. Hey, we're not going to call them strippers. We're going to call them dancers. Hey, we're not going to call them porn stars. This is called adult entertainment. And I'm like, so how come you have children who are part of this adult entertainment? Hey, what do I know, right? I just always find it funny how they just want to clean it up, you know, stuff like that. Like, oh, they're not side chicks, they're relationship enhancers. You know, they're not, you know, come on. Guys, come on, let's just call a spade what a spade is, man. Like, oh, I've had strippers say, oh yeah, come see me at work tonight. Is it really work, honey, or is it prostitution what you're doing? I know the VIP room. I was up in there. Back to the story. You know, something funny. I actually wanted to be a and you know, I'm gonna tell you this as well, Kellen. One thing I realized is when God is able to give you something that is some people want. Like, there are women out there who want to have the shape that I have. So they'll go to Dr. Because out here in Atlanta, I call it Dr. Bankhead. They'll go to Dr. Bankhead, right? Which is all gentrified now. You go down there, it used to be like 10, 15, 20, 30 years ago. Bankhead was one of the worst places. You did not want to be out there, especially in the Bluff. Now, the Bluff is still bad, but they're gentrifying it. You probably gonna catch a few established white folks up in that area. Like, someone was telling me they live in Mechanicsville, and T.I., if you guys watched the movie ATL, he talked about that in that film or whatever. Mechanicsville for a 1-bedroom house is like $1,000. And I'm like, bro, for a 1-bedroom house. But anyway, so now so you have women out there who want to try to look like me, right? But I always looked at it like this: when God gives you something, you know, something that a lot of people want, you treasure it. You don't sit here and just be naked and everything else like that. And that, to me, I feel like that's just dishonoring, you know, the creator, in my opinion. I feel like it does, you know. But I was going to ask you why, oh, wait, hold on. Before I ask you that, I was going to say that I did actually want to be a stripper. My name was going to be Dynasty, and Dynasty was an alter ego I created in high school. And she was a culmination of Mike Tyson and Lil' Kim, right? And so with that being said, I thought about, I actually was going to audition. Then I realized, because I thought it was going to be cool, like being a stripper, like you get to party with the stars. You bring in like buku money, like, you know, every single week. You be in music videos and all that type of stuff, you know, driving my dream car that I want, right? But then I realized I got 2 left feet. I was going to be the first stripper in history bringing home pocket change. You would have thought I was working for a nonprofit organization. It wasn't going to be a good look. But somebody said, you know, that you don't have to like really know how to dance. You can just like, if you look good, then you can actually do it. But I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm not going to lie. I think that when one day okay, on just a random day, maybe on my birthday. One day, I'm just gonna go audition like at the Blue Flame out here in Atlanta, okay? And I'm gonna perform for one night and see how much money I'm making. I'm gonna be like in retirement. I'm like, y'all, I made $10,000 in one night, and that'll be it. And then I got a tithe. I always give my 10%. Gotta give back to the Lord and everything else. That's what I do. That's what I do. But no, I was gonna ask you, like, Kellen, how'd you actually come across Pinky or any of the other adult film stars?
Well, the story I'll tell you is, and tell me if you can hear this.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear that?
No, I can't.
Okay. I was off the porch early, and being in entertainment was something that I always knew that I wanted to do. Being from Oconda, that's Oakland, California, y'all. After you see Black Panther, I was like, yeah. Well, being from there, Pinky is from Oakland, and I think the first time I met Mr. Marcus was at the BET Awards, and I told him he should have a music album because I saw it was like the first or maybe the second. And I'm like, yeah, you should do that. He was sitting humbly. We're in front of the hotel. And so, but I've met people because I've been in all circles and just being, cool, calm, and collective and talking to people because I can see greatness in a lot of people. And being a consultant and bringing people up, you can say, if you follow this path, you could win. And I want to go on that journey with you. Now, it's not free. It's not a free journey. And now it's a more expensive journey, right? People say, nah, I can't pay that. But that's how I meet a lot of people. I mean, there's so many people. People say, how'd you meet Terry McMillan? Say, you wouldn't believe. My friend knew her nephew, and I'll go to her house as a kid. We're not even 18 yet. And we're at her house and chilling. And you know who's sitting on her couch? E40. Because they live in the same neighborhood. And, and Terry McMillan, this is the part. And if you ask me off air, I might go deeper into the story. But sometimes I tell stories if I'm more in a relaxed environment, got some cognac, whatnot, with my kids being right here and everything going. Terry McMillan was the first person to kind of break my heart because I like Terry McMillan. And then I said, show me as a young writer how you do that. And she told me in her house, I ain't doing all that. And I think she might have cursed a little. I ain't doing all that. So it's meeting people, and then it's being able to really connect with people. And that's the key. Now for you said something that I almost want you to repent and take back. You said it's not about the fame or being known, but if you are doing something that you love doing, it's not about that. But if it comes to you, are you going to run from it? That's my question.
As far as when the Illuminati knocks at my door and tells me to sign I'm going to run from. I don't know. Like, you know what? I'm like I want to be like a mom and pop type business, right? Difference between a mom and pop type business versus one of these already established business. You ain't going to see my commercials on, like, you like, it's word. I like a word of mouth. Like, hey, I found you off of this person's podcast. I like that. Hey, you were on my story mentions. Like, somebody just like clicked on story and there you were. I like that type of stuff. I don't, cause you know what I realized, man, fame ain't really what it's cracked up to be. Having the paparazzi up, following you everywhere, having like no type of people just trying to befriend you because they think that you got it like that and you don't. People expecting you to leave thousands of dollars for a tip and you only leave $1 or $2. People who just, you're always in the news about something. Look at Chris Brown, right? Chris Brown, he's been out for like 15 years at this point, and every other month he's in the news about somebody trying to sue him. It's not all that cracked up to be. It's he has no life. You want to be the person behind the scenes where people don't think you have money. People, as soon as you get a little bit of, I've had so many people over the years ask me for money, which I'm like, wow, you guys are some of the most irresponsible adults ever. But it's like people trying to exploit you, and you don't know if this person is in a relationship with you because they really love you, or they're just trying to look for a way out to some type of success story, whatever else it may be. And to me it's like I don't want to have that to be my reality. So no, I just rather have my little nationally syndicated show without me trying to sell out. I'd rather like my podcast. Like, okay, cool. Like, you heard the Kyndra Crump show, man. I'm subscribed to that. I think I went up to 21 subscribers. I just checked. I'm like, great. It started off at 60, then it dropped, and then it was at 10, and now it's at 21. So I'm happy to hear that.
Tell everybody, what is your sign?
So I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't do astrology. And I'm gonna tell you why I don't do astrology. I used to be, years ago, when I was in a different limelight and path and stuff like that, I used to sit here, was talking to mediums, talking to sidekicks, probably was talking to the dead. I was worshiping everything. And then God was just frowning upon me on all that. And my life was going haywire. Not saying that people who, because I got to put a disclaimer out there, because, people are like, oh, you over here talking about me. I don't like her no more, Kellen. Now they're blocking you because you brought me on. You know how people will do that. But for me personally, people will sit here and try to decipher or say, okay, I know you really well because you're a asparagus. And I'm like, oh, okay, got it. So I've had people tell me, oh, because you're this and I'm that, we're gonna mesh together, and we're gonna we're gonna go far, and we're gonna be the best of friends. And these same people, I don't even hear from them like a week or 2 weeks later. They're like, oh, we're compatible. I thought we were compatible because I have home training and I have common sense. I know how to treat people, but no, like for me personally, I always tell people, man, I'm a child of God. I don't care about the whole, I'm every sign that there is. Like I'm everything. So, I'm an enigma. That's what I really am. That's my sign right there. Enigma, HNIC enigma. That's what I am.
Were you born in June?
No, I was not.
Okay, that's the part, because I don't know anything about signs except Geminis, and you come off as a crazy Gemini. So
I mean, yes, I am. I'm everything, man. I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. And then I just looked on Facebook earlier today, right? And somebody had reposted say, oh, they just changed the signs again, and really everybody is something. And I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, you have some people out there who will literally rely on their horoscope to try to get them through their day. And I'm like, have you, and I'm not trying to go churchy on folks, but have you tried Jesus? Okay, or wait, the Hebrew Yeshua, L-O-L-L Elohim, Yahweh. Have y'all tried him yet? Maybe if you try him, you wouldn't have to have 50 pieces of crystals and sage around your house. And you're like, wait, let me, before you come in my house, I have to make sure my aura, okay, your aura is good. I don't like people like that, man. You really messed up my aura. I'm about to go. My refrigerator is open. I'm gonna call you back. Bye. I think honestly, this is my belief, right? And then I did a podcast about this last year that I just posted on my YouTube channel. And, now I'm hearing about rising stars and rising moon. And my homeboy at the time, he said, what are you talking about, rising star moon? It's already been up there. The moon has been rose. What are you talking about? So like I said, I honestly believe that people, and this is just so says Kyndra, okay? So y'all take it what it is, because 9 times out of 10 I'm always right anyway. So I honestly believe that if people who are sitting here trying to get to basing somebody off of a sign, like they're like, think about it, Kellen, whatever day your birthday is, you told someone, hey, when's your birthday? You told them, there probably have been men or women who didn't want to associate with you no more because you fell on a birthday, and you're like, oh no, because he's this, I don't want to ever talk to him. I'm not even going to give him a chance, because they've had bad experiences with maybe a few different people over the past 10 years whose birthday was the same as yours. There are some people who ain't going to even ever date you or ever give you a chance because they, y'all don't align with the stars correctly. And to me, that's mental illness. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. They're in denial right now. The mentally ill people who probably like, man, F that Kyndra. They gonna know the truth, man. One day it's gonna be revealed. It's gonna probably be revealed in the dream. They're like, you know what, Kyndra was right, but I already blocked her. Maybe I should unblock her and say I'm sorry. Y'all can still say you're sorry 20 years later. I don't really care. Like, oh, no problem. You came back home. Okay, great.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I am what they call an Irish twin with Donald Trump because we share the same birthday. And so people might say, y'all are all crazy. And I know that, you know, I asked that question kind of knowing where we would go, but I know that you're close to June. So that's where, you know, I'll leave it. So for those of you who love folks who are close to or are, you know, it is what it is. It's not. I find it funny when people have all the knowledge of crystals and all this and say, okay, you believe that, but you didn't pass even algebra, but you're trying to tell me about sacred geometry. Or you are trying to talk to me about what the blockchain is. And I'm like, well, come over here. I need a coder. I'm hiring for a coder, actually. And someone, I can't really code. Well, how the heck are you an authority on the blockchain? Because my guests who write the books on that stuff just say, hey, the blockchain is just the internet 2.0 for those of us who know. So, you know, it's the same thing with crypto too. But I find more people are saying blockchain thinking they sound smart. But I say, what's in your wallet? And they say, well, I say, no. What's in your wallet? You got a ledger, treasure? What you got? What are you talking about? I'm on Robinhood. I'm on. Oh, okay. Now the conversation's over because I don't really think you know what you think you know, but you want to sound smart.
They don't. They listen, man. They sound like, you know, people always clown T.I. for how he uses these big words and everything else like that. That's you know, at least his big words actually make sense within the sentence. I done had a couple dudes be trying to impress me with their big words, and I'm like, bro, that doesn't make any sense with the sentence. But you could try to sit here and throw a SAT word out, but you don't know the difference between they are and the other there and stuff like that. Oh, okay. But you know what, Kelly, I like how you can read through somebody's BS. I like that. I like how you're wise enough to realize, okay, yeah, this ain't gonna last long. I like that about you. You know, people want to sit here, you know, talk about Donald Trump. One thing, and black folks gonna be mad at me for saying this. One thing I liked about Trump was that my money came on time and it was a lump sum. He's a businessman. That's what y'all need in the office is business people, not old people who sit here and fall asleep while the reporter was talking to him, not someone who is mandating. And again, this is a sticky slope, and you're going to bring me on for a part 2 for this because I'm a very woke person. I'm very woke, and there's a lot out there that I know, but I can't say it all because I don't want 2 men in black showing up at your door and kidnapping you because you brought me on your show. But you know what? It's not so over here trying to mandate. Oh, everybody has to wear a mask. If you don't wear a mask, you lose your job. If you don't wear a mask, your kids can't go to school. Okay, all right. You know what, Jesus, when you coming back? You know, I used to sit here and get upset, like, God, I don't want you coming back, you know, until I end up getting married, until I done did this, I don't even give a damn about that no more. Honestly, I don't, because it's people don't realize, man, that we're living on hell is on earth. All this mess that's going on right now, this is what we like. Come on. But again, I'm gonna say all about that. That's all I'm gonna say. Again, I'm not gonna try to go too deep into it. If you want to have a woke episode, bring me back on. Kellen, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? What's your favorite?
Well, I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I read. Yeah, I'm a old school Alex Jones. Alex Jones didn't always lie. I mean, he says a lot of crazy stuff that make you say, "Huh?" But he didn't always lie. A lot of I'll say some of what he said. So my favorite one is probably that they can all hear us when we're on our computers, this and that, because that's not because Snowden proved to us before we could prove it. He proved to us, yes, they can't hear us. So we really have no secrets. And that's why I consider myself a free man. But I've always been like this. I've always been honest, right? I tell you, if I was gonna I'm old and married, but when I met my wife in Grambling, I told her, I said, "You from West Africa? I'm from Okanda. Check this out. When we get together, this is Sprint and Nextel coming together." And she knows all my flaws. So somebody knock on her door. "Hey, you know so-and-so? You ain't said nothing. I know that man." So that's one of mine, that they can hear us. And have you ever read the book, The Future is Faster Than You Think?
Never heard of it.
We're gonna talk even off air, because when you say certain things, I don't want the black helicopter coming to you. They know who I am. My pots are pissed in and they can't get through the gate over here, right? And if they can, we got my neighbors have something for him too, and the guy on top of the roof, right? But I'm good with that because they know, and I have a deal with the government because I've worked for them. And I say,
hey,
you know,
where's my husband rapper the game? Because he don't want to respond back to my DM. We don't have to talk about it. If you can locate where people are, you need to let me know because I want to just randomly. Oh my goodness, it's here. Like Kyndra, he's at CVS right now. Go hurry up and get there. He's about to leave in like 3 minutes. And I walk in and I bump it. Oh, excuse me, hi. That's why I need somebody who works for the government to let me know.
Off air, I'm going to introduce you to somebody who looks exactly like let me say this. I'm going to tell you how you can get introduced to and find the game in Africa, because the game here, his situation is all, you know, he's all right. And I don't know if that would mesh. He might drive you crazy or vice versa.
Listen, Kellen, listen. I just want some head from him. That's it, okay? And I want to have an all-day date with him. That's it. That's the only thing I want, okay? I don't want to sit here and we end up, you know, we might be in a relationship for 2 weeks and that's it. Because he's a rapper. You know how rapper lifestyle is.
Somebody clip this and tag the game and let him know what his, favorite next date girlfriend has said about him. Take that and run with it. Let me ask you this though. The best is yet to come. You are new to this, but you are a Clark graduate, which I joke and say Grambling, and it's not a joke, but I'm trying to push. Grambling is the Harvard of the South, but the way Clark's tuition is,
I believe
y'all really got, at the top of the HBCU. And it's a beautiful campus. I wanted to go there. They don't probably let people with 1.9 GPAs in there.
2.5.
Without fast 40s, for flat 40. But what is a community give back that you are doing now or that you would like to do in the future?
So what I already do, I do philanthropy work anyway. So one thing I learned, it took me a long time to realize, and somebody had to teach me this. It's multiple ways of tithing, not like going to the church and giving your, whole paycheck to the pastor because he asked or whatever else like that. I tithe in me. And one thing I don't do also, because one of my other favorite scriptures is don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. So you ain't never going to catch me doing my good deeds and work, And so what I do is I'll pay for people's groceries, gas. I want to get to the point, to actually pay for somebody's car note for 1 month. I want to do that one day. I want to be able to pay somebody's mortgage for that month. Those are my goals, and that's what I want to do. Like that's how I end up giving back. And then what I do is say, hey, they're like, wow, like I actually had this one woman. She told me when I paid for her gas, she said, you know what? I'm going to keep it real with you. I literally had lost all faith in God. And when you came today and you just picked me out, my faith was really restored. And I was really like, wow, oh, okay. Had another woman, another woman I remember, she had told me that, she just came back from a funeral and she was like really like distraught, like depressed, suicidal. And she says, because I did that, I really like brighten her day and restored the faith back in her. So that's how I want to do that, and she's like, how can I pray for you? And I'm like, listen, I need you to pray that I end up meeting it's 3 people I want to meet either before I expire, they expire. Okay. I just told y'all who one of them was. The other one's Allen Iverson. The other one's T.I. And, hopefully I end up meeting them, but I've heard bad reviews about AI and TI. So hopefully I get them on a good, the good side of them. But that's how I do. I feel like philanthropy also, that's how I'm giving back to, by me just showing the love that a lot of people, just a little random acts of kindness in that way. Hey, whatever I can do. Like I do my little giving back. If I see a homeless cat on the side of the road, I'm gonna try to bring it in if it doesn't run away from me. Like whatever I can do, being comedy, me making people laugh is my way of giving back in a sense, brightening up their day.
You guys, I'm gonna do this because there's something I want to tell Kyndra, and I don't want to tell the whole audience. So you guys been blessed with the game. I want you to check out the links in the description, whether you are watching or listening. I know the majority are listening, and I want you to go check her out. If you have stayed this long, that means you are strong enough to check out, subscribe to her channel, and follow her. But I'm gonna tell her some stuff, and you guys be blessed. If you do nothing else, make sure you share this.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed bias socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. Diversifiedgame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for my first trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.